In this camera test, I'll show you all the improvements of the iPhone 15 Pro camera system compared to the iPhone 14 Pro. And at the end of this video, I'll give you my summary as to whether it's worth upgrading from the iPhone 14 Pro or not. So let's begin with the rear camera, and in this comparison, if you look at the shaded areas, especially the pavement and the brick wall, you can see in the iPhone 15 Pro pic that there is a bit more detail, it's a bit sharper and clearer. And here with this comparison photo of the church, the leaves on the tree in the foreground are a bit more vivid than on the iPhone 14 Pro. And if you look at the corner of the church that's in the shadow, there is a bit more detail coming through on the iPhone 15 Pro pic. Now I've also noticed that when I take pictures with the sun in front of me, the iPhone 15 Pro pic tends to be a little bit sharper and clearer than the iPhone 14 Pro pic. But there's not a lot of difference, so you have to look closely to see these differences. Now with this picture where the sun is behind the photographer, well, I actually used a Bluetooth selfie device to take this pic. There isn't such a big difference in sharpness, but I do think that the colours on the iPhone 15 Pro pic are more realistic, and I do have a better skin tone on the iPhone 15 Pro pic, and I didn't use any filters for these pics either. Now both the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro have a 3x telephoto zoom lens, but when combined with their 48 megapixel sensors, you can get up to 15x zoom. Now I haven't noticed a big difference in quality with these zoom pics, apart from this one where the sun was in front of me, and the iPhone 15 Pro has performed better with a sharper and clearer pic. And here on the bark of this tree, there's a bit more detail coming through on the iPhone 15 Pro pic. But to be honest, these are tiny differences, and in this pic I can't see much difference between the quality of these two iPhone cameras. And now turning our attention to the front 12 megabyte camera, here are a couple of selfie pics of myself, and I think the iPhone 15 Pro does edge it here. I think the colours are a little bit more realistic, and I definitely think I'd have a better skin tone on the iPhone 15 Pro pics. And here's some close-up shots using the rear camera and using the macro feature. These are some flowers that I'm growing in my garden at the moment. And the iPhone 15 Pro pic here looks slightly sharper, and the colours look more vivid too. One of the new features of the iPhone 15 Pro is the second generation sensor image stabilization feature, and if you look at the video comparison here, you can see there is a slight improvement with the smoothness of the video for the iPhone 15 Pro compared to the iPhone 14 Pro. And here's another example showing the rear stabilization, and it does look slightly smoother on the iPhone 15 Pro video. Another improvement that Apple has made to the iPhone 15 Pro is the reduction in glare by adding a new coating to the rear camera lens. And you can see the differences where there's definitely less glare showing on these iPhone 15 Pro pics compared to these iPhone 14 Pro pics. And finally, here's some nighttime shots showing the slight improvement that the iPhone 15 Pro has over the iPhone 14 Pro in low light levels. You can see on the iPhone 15 Pro pic there is more colour coming through, the plant on the left is more green and the grass below is greener too. And then here again on the patio pic, the flowers have got more colour in the iPhone 15 Pro pic. So to summarise, do I think it's worth upgrading from the iPhone 14 Pro to the iPhone 15 Pro based on the camera system alone? Well, if you're keen on photography and filmmaking, then maybe the answer is yes. But for the majority of iPhone users, I don't think you'll notice much difference between these two iPhone cameras, and you'll probably be better off waiting until next year's iPhone 16. In the meantime, please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please thumbs up, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.